It's not even saying if we're live or not. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Now we are live.
And of course, the minute.
And not without some hesitation as to whether we really wanted to go live. We had so many technical difficulties this morning with the email, strangely enough. He's New York Vinnie. I'm Michael Knight. It's the Freaky Fractious Friday version of the show. Usually we're on at 10 past 10, but it just wouldn't fly this morning. It wouldn't take off. It taxied and taxied and taxied and taxied, but would not take off. So here, against all odds, we're on.
Yeah, if you could realize the amount of work that actually went into getting this puppy on the radio this morning, you'd appreciate us a little bit more, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you
think that we would work on it equally, but we didn't. Vinnie did all the work, and I sat here and said, "I wonder what's wrong," which was very helpful. When you have to admit, it's like the cat that knocks your glass of beer off the table as a means to help you stay concentrated through the evening, as a way to say, pay attention now. Everything's on the table, but what makes you think it's going to stay on the table? I'm going to knock a few.
Everything is going to be all right, except when it's not.
And you've been warned.
But that's how it goes sometimes. Good morning, Michael. How are you? Are you doing all right?
I'm doing okay, Vinnie. How are you?
I'm a bit bamboozled, a bit. I don't know. It's definitely a fractious type of Friday. You know, it's definitely. I feel like I'm in the middle of that crowd behind me.
Are you equally as happy as they are?
Well, you know, actually, I was in that crowd. I mean, I've never taken the time to look. I have seen myself on a couple of other photos in that crowd. Not that particular crowd, but or that particular section, but pretty close to it. And so I was a part of that. And that crowd that we're looking at there is the night that the New York Mets won the National League East Division Championship, which was
a while ago.
24th, 1969, if I remember right.
Holy moly.
At about 9:07 or something like that, or 9:09 or.
So we would be looking for a younger Richichi in that crowd.
Yeah, you would be. Yeah, you would be. And I don't know that I'm here because I distinctly remember being near the scoreboard, which would be as we look here. I believe we're looking into left center at the 371 mark, and in right center would be where the scoreboard is. And I distinctly remember that night that somebody fell off the top of the scoreboard.
Well, that probably hurt.
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt tomorrow anyway.
Yeah. So I want to say that that this is probably around 10 o'clock, between 10 and 10:30 at night, and this guy, I don't even remember if it was a guy, but he had climbed up to the top of the one of the big innovations in 1969 for the New York Mets. Actually, the innovation came in 1964, was this scoreboard that would show pictures of the players when they came up to bat.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big square in the top of the thing, and they would project with kind of like a slide projector pictures of that player.
Was it a photograph or was it a cartoon?
It was a photograph. Yeah. It was just a. It looked to be to me a photograph that was on a um, what do they call those things? Overhead projector.
Right.
So it was on like a piece of lucite or acetone or whatever that material is that they could mark on with a grease pencil and then take it off. And they would project that into this box, and there would be a picture of Jerry Lumpy or Chris Cannizzaro or
Joe
Warren
Pignatano.
Spahn or Eddie Cranepool or Duke Snyder. I mean, any one of the but that was in that space and time one of the largest and most incredible innovations in a ballpark. The only thing that was a little bit more buzzworthy in baseball that year was the opening of the Astrodome, which was a year later, really, in '65. But this was '69.
Kept fresh and green by AstroTurf and Astro seats and Astro walkways and Astro parking lots.
Anything that could be Astro. You know who hit the first home run in the year Houston Astrodome?
Joe Morgan.
No. You'd think it would be him, but it wasn't.
It was Hobie Landreth.
No, wasn't Hobie Landreth. I'll give you a hint.
Algonquin J. Calhoun.
Was an American leaguer.
Rocky Colavito.
No.
Mickey Mantle.
Yes.
Wow.
Mickey Mantle. The Yankees played the Astros in an exhibition game to open up the 1965 season, preseason, after they come back from training, and Judge Roy Hopkins, who owned the Astros at the time, or was a major player in getting the team for Houston at the time. If you remember, just a year before, they were called the Houston Colt 45s.
Yep.
And
they thought again, should we name our team after a gun?
Well, it is Texas.
But they do have to play in eastern seaboard cities.
Yeah, where they do stuff like that. They like doing that. They love, naming things after guns. So anyway, so that guy fell off of the Shea Stadium scoreboard, off of that part that projects the player's image so that everybody on the field can see it. And
did he fall off Jerry Grody's mustache or
I think he hung on. No, he hung on to. I would have to say that it was a little early for Tom Seaver. Well, no, it wasn't a little early for Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver was there. He probably fell off of Don Clendenin's mustache.
Schnazzola.
Matter of fact, Don Clendenin picked his nose on that big screen, and there was the guy from Flushing, got blown out in a piece of snot.
Like you do.
What can happen to you at a baseball field?
More often than you might imagine.
Well, depends on the team you're playing for and the ownership group that you're playing with. There's so much. Who is it now that's causing all the controversy in New York? Oh, it's Noah Syndergaard. Remember Noah Syndergaard?
What's he done to get back in the news?
Well, he was making some noise about retiring yesterday, but what he has done is he got an invitation from the president to go to the White House and meet the president, and he decided to accept the invitation. And to show you how things have changed, in baseball, um, there are many people in Texas who are not, because Syndergaard, I think, was playing with Texas, if I'm not mistaken, um, and certainly many Met fans that are not happy about Syndergaard's sudden ascension to a popular member of the ranks of MAGAism. All of a sudden, Syndergaard is
Persona non grata.
wearing a MAGA hat, and
Well, he sure picked his timing strangely, because he couldn't be a more unpopular president anywhere for Syndergaard to cast his fate to the wind in such a way.
yeah, yeah. I mean, even if he would have done it a year ago, he probably would have had a better shot.
Much
But
better.
Syndergaard, and listen, this is a guy that was loved by Met fans. This is a guy that was, I mean, I don't know if you remember him, but he had the long hair, the mullet
Yeah.
coming down the back, and everything. And he was a pretty decent pitcher. He was a guy that actually, really, if he would have kept his mouth shut, probably would have gone into someday into the Mets Hall of Fame, which, I mean, isn't like the real Hall of Fame, but he was
It's
a really
something.
liked
something.
player.
And he couldn't keep his mouth shut. Why?
Well, because there was a lot of controversy last year because I forget one of the players. I forget if it's Soto or if it's Lindor. I think it's Lindor's wife works for a public relation firm that represents or helps out Mandami, the mayor
Right.
of New York City, and he's a divisive figure in the city because he wants to do things like open up grocery stores where people can buy food at reasonable prices.
It sounds like a pretty good idea.
That's not, not marked up 1,000%.
You know who's doing that today? There's a big controversy. San Francisco closed the famous Marina Safeway some time ago, and that left that whole neighborhood, including most of North Beach, without a store. They have delis, they have restaurants, they have places where they can acquire food, but not, you can't go down and buy a big bag of dog food any place nearby, or a bag of potato chips and dip. And the store is opening up. It's going to be a discount store. They had one in Fresno. I think it's called Grocery Outlet.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we have them up here too. Yeah.
It's a huge anticipation because all these people in San Francisco's trendy neighborhoods of the Marina and North Beach don't have a store. And you'd say, well, that seems to me supply and demand. Someone would open a store. Well, Grocery Outlet said they were going to open a store, but they still haven't. They keep changing the deadline. So like the example that you just came up with, so it is that other cities around the nation have this affordability problem, and they don't even have the option of paying extra for something at a Ralph's or a Safeway or a Fred Meyer or whatever the case may be.
Well, we had that problem in Pittsburgh a few years ago. The one grocery store that was in the Hill District decided that I think it was Giant Eagle, but I forget which chain it was.
They said we're quits.
One of the chains just said we can't make money here. Too many people shoplift. Too many people do this. Too many people do that. We just can't make money selling people a bottle full of sugared water that costs us a penny to make, that we sell for $4.59. We can't make money on doing that. So they pulled out their grocery store.
So good luck to you.
And the mayor there at the time said, well, we got to have something. We have to, these people are, there's no place for people to go and get groceries.
Pick up
And
dinner.
if you are old, if you're a senior citizen, or you wind up paying, in many cases, double from Amazon or whatever. There's a few different of these food supermarket type delivery services,
Yes,
but you wind up paying through the kazoo because here's the deal: is they say, okay, well, we have tomatoes for 10 cents a piece, and it sounds great,
but for you, 15.
but they okay, so you go and you buy your 10 tomatoes for $1, and they bring them to you, but they also tack on, so they charge you the 10 tomatoes for $1. You get your 10 tomatoes, but they also charge you a $7 service fee. Then they charge you a $10 transportation fee. Then you have to tip the guy who's bringing you the groceries, and before you know it, you're in you're paying $25 in fees for that dollar's worth of tomatoes that you just had delivered to your house.
It's an upside down equation.
So of course they're going to make money on it. They don't make money on the tomatoes. They make money on the fees. And this is what, people forget this from a couple of years ago because everybody, myself included, was so pissed off at Joe Biden, for all of the goofy things that he had done. They forgot about the good things he'd done. But one night, if you remember, he came on the air and he talked about in his State of the Union address that he wanted to go after the big corporations for service fees because exactly this thing was happening. Is they were charging people ridiculous amounts of money in places where they could not be served. They could not get service from people.
Taking advantage of a bad situation.
Right. But because Mondami is a socialist, and let's face it, we're all fucking socialists. I mean,
we just don't like to admit it.
Right. Social Security makes us socialists. Medicare makes us socialists. All of these things that are provided to us by the government
like streets,
socialist programs.
Streets that you drive on, the lights that control the traffic, the police, the fire department, the ambulance, everything. Any social services on behalf of the city makes you a socialist.
So anyway, so now Mondami is trying to create grocery stores that are, in essence, run by the city and say, we will not charge these people these fees, these unreasonable fees.
They didn't think of that, did they? When they thought, we're going to hold off until they beg us to come into the neighborhood. Then we're going to have them right where we want them. Wait a minute. The city's doing it instead. Socialists, communists.
Right. So now we can charge, we can charge people what we want to charge them instead of what is reasonable and fair for the marketplace. And the people who are living on, who have some money, or are Republicans, or just don't want to help out, don't want to participate in the part of life that says that you make things easier for people as they get older instead of harder for people as they get older. They want nothing to do with it. They want to wear their MAGA hat.
Yeah.
And run around and show their badge of honor that they're not socialists.
They can do their shopping in Hackensack, Hoboken, or Hohokus.
Right. But they but they have no problem using food stamps. They have no problem using the the different government programs. They had no problem, and this is the one that always made me laugh when COVID came around. You should have seen the number of MAGA people who were running down to the place where you applied for a MAGA loan to, get a few $100 a week out of the government. Had no
Imagine that.
problem taking that money.
It seemed like a good idea.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. So anyway, Mandami, is opening up this store, and it's going to be run by the city, and there'll actually be people that'll be working there will be union workers who will be making a decent wage, and because it's in essence a non-profit corporation, they won't have to charge you $4.99 for a bottle of Coke. They'll make money on it
When's he
by
going to open
charging
these?
you $2 for that bottle of Coke.
How long is it going to take him to open these things?
I think one is scheduled to open up in the pretty near future. Might be before the end of the year.
This is something all major cities could do if they wanted to.
Well, unless you have a bunch of people in your major city that says, "Oh no, that's communism. That's socialism.
We want to pay more for our tomatoes.
That's the Soviet Union. That's what's happening here." So
That's Leonid Brezhnev in the vegetable section.
yeah, that's exactly it. Right there in your tomatoes is Nikita Khrushchev banging his heel
Banging his shoe on your tomato. That
on
could
the
have been your
produce
tomato.
browser,
Yep.
getting his dirty Russian dirt your broccoli.
Khrushchev.
From the steppes of Russia.
That's what's happening. That's what's going on, Michael.
You should be paying more for your potato chips. And if you can't do that, you're not an American.
Yep. Except, you if you're smart, you'll pay more because that's America. That's the free enterprise system.
Do it like Trump did. He had a problem with Xi yesterday, not committing to helping in the war against Iran, and Trump blamed Joe Biden,
of course,
for the problems he was having with Xi and the Chinese leaders, because it's the only other president he could remember.
Yeah, it's probably the only one he knows how to spell his name.
And so he just blamed it on them.
So he just blames it on Biden.
And that apparently works when you're in China. You can just say, "I'm sorry I'm late for breakfast. It's Joe Biden's fault. I'm sorry my tie doesn't go with my suit. That's Joe Biden's fault. I got here on my own. That's my fault. But I can't make a deal with you because of Joe Biden. So don't hold it against me. I'm only the president."
Yeah, they seem to have a knack, these little pieces of crap that are in this administration that has been foisted upon us. Of
he's got a family.
Sure
there are younger Trumps coming up. Eric and Don Jr. are poised in the wings to take over when their father craps out, or maybe they want to do it. Maybe they're ready now, but Joe Biden won't let them.
Well, that's it. He's putting a stink on him. He doesn't want Uday. Could you just imagine what a shitty country this would be if Donald Trump Jr. somehow were elected to the presidency of the United States?
That would be so awful, but it would be hilarious. Then you'd have a series on television called Don Jr. And it's a laugh riot. It's funnier than Veep.
It's a sad commentary on our lives.
Another sad commentary on our lives is the Giants and the Dodgers tragedy is now over. Giants won the first 2 games. Dodgers won the last 2 games. It was a 4-game series that didn't settle anything, except that both teams are excited about getting out of LA and going playing somebody else right now because too much scrutiny. Dodgers aren't hitting like they should, and they aren't pitching like they should, and the Giants aren't doing anything like they should, but they have promise. They have 3 catchers. Each one is a danger to himself and to the pitchers that he faces.
Well,
if they don't hit, we don't score. It's just
am
hilarious.
I wrong to presume that a split in LA for the Dodgers, for the Giants, I should say, is not a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, if I were a Giants fan and you got a split out of a team with a $980 million payroll,
things are looking up.
Be honest with you, I'd consider that a good midweek. You know, if you lost to the, if the Dodgers went in there, or the Giants, I should say, went in there, and they lost 4 games to the Athletics, I don't know if I feel good about that. I'd have to start questioning things.
We do traditionally have trouble with the A's, as you know.
The Cardinals. Let's go with the Cardinals. If you lost to the Cardinals,
we'd be heart sick. One of the games, we had 4 games, so we tried a lot of ways to win. We tried scoring more runs, and it worked. We weren't satisfied with that. We tried scoring 3 runs, but they scored 5, so we lost. Then we decided we're going up against Ohtani. We would score no runs just to show them. We're the San Francisco Giants. You can't be pushing us around. We're going to come in here and score no runs, and maybe we'll win. But they lost 4-0. But they had the idea, Vinnie, and they executed it. They scored no runs. They were true to their promise. They had the game plan, simple plan. They stuck to it. 9 innings later, no runs were scored. You think we'd win with that kind of dedication? But because we scored no runs, we lost 4-0.
Yeah, it doesn't. Unfortunately,
that's the kind of game baseball is. It's unforgiving.
Well, it's you have to hit the ball, or you have to walk a lot. You have to have an ability to walk at a rate never experienced in the human chain of events.
Ohtani was hot. He was throwing fastballs at 103 miles an hour. He was throwing changeups at 86. And he has a sweeper and a curveball, and he's got 7 deliveries and 7 pitches. And he was throwing them for strikes and throwing them 30 miles difference in terms of miles an hour. His changeups were that effective, and that's a challenge for any major league hitter. Yeah. Here, hit this one. It's at 103 miles an hour. This one's going to be at 86, and I'm telling you this now so that you can prepare yourself to swing and hit this ball at 86 miles. Oh, you didn't time that right.
Yeah, give yourself. Well, it's Joe Biden's fault.
Damn right. Joe Biden weakened their resolve.
See, that's what happened. Is somewhere in the middle of the whole thing.
There's Joe Biden messing it up.
Several Republicans, including J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio, both who have their eyes on being the next president.
Each other.
Well, I gotta tell you, I look at J.D. Vance and I look at the way he looks at Marco Rubio, and
it ain't right.
If I were Marco, I would not drop for the soap anywhere near J.D.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
I mean, J.D. doesn't look right. I'm sorry. There's something. The boy has something wrong.
He's touched.
But right now, Marco probably has a bit of an edge because Trump has made his idea clear that next up on his list is Cuba, where, by the way, they do have grocery stores that are run by the state. You can get them. I've been there and seen them. You get them all day. You can go in. None of them are open 24 hours, though.
Can you get red beans and rice to go?
Nah. Well, you might be able to, Michael. Actually, I don't know that I investigated that if you can get it to go. I mean, I had red beans and rice in,
Deli?
No. People take their houses and they turn them into restaurants at 4:00 in the afternoon or 5:00 in the afternoon.
Come on in. You hungry?
Yeah, they cook dinner, and then you can go there and you can have, pay the people money. And it's one of the businesses that are allowed by the Cuban government. They say, come in, sit down, have a meal, pay us. Now, you don't know for sure what you're getting in that meal, but the reality is if it tastes okay.
What do you care?
Is it, are you really that worried about it? Anyway, so they have these restaurants and these people go and they eat there and most of them are, I mean, you don't have that many. Tourism is not big in Cuba right now.
It's a little hard to get food.
Well, a little hard to get light.
Yeah.
There's no, at 7:00 at night, they shut the lights off.
That's all. Good night.
You've had your light for the day. We hope that you have enough light or batteries or whatever to keep the cars, your cars going or your lights going.
You want to see a Jimmy Kimmel rerun?
Yeah. Which, interestingly enough, there is I saw something that I saw my dad do in the 1965 blackout. The big blackout that was the East Coast, and
it went rather dark in a hurry.
Yeah, my dad came home from the gas station, and he had about 4 or 5 boxes of sealed beams with him. And for those who don't remember, sealed beams was the headlights that were on your car before you got the new fancy headlights that cost you $100 to replace. If one burns out, you had what they called a sealed beam, and it was a light bulb that inside of a glass enclosure that was sealed with vacuum, and it worked beautifully and cost you about $3. Now you pay $100 for that a headlight
or more,
and it's not a sealed beam; it's something different, and they sell it to you, and you have
halogen.
To have some kind of expert put it in.
It's a halogen expert, comes from the factory.
Yeah. So my father came home the night of the blackout, and he hooked up 2 car batteries with him, and a couple of about 4 or 5 of those seal beams. And he took some wire, and he, wired them in series.
Let there be light.
While everybody's house was without light on our block, our house, that lights were blazing. It looked like it was Shea Stadium.
You could fall off the scoreboard if you weren't careful.
If you wanted to. You could go upstairs with Aunt Rose and sit there on the porch, and she'd eventually push you out of the damn window. I would guarantee it. especially if she
There
knew
you
you
go.
weren't Irish.
Say hello to Crane Pool on your way down.
Yeah. Believe you me, you're going to run into Choo Choo Coleman somewhere in there.
It won't be long.
Yeah, you won't see Choo Choo around here anymore. Anyway, so he had the whole thing rigged up in series, and so I saw a clip of a Cuban family, and lo and behold, what did they have?
Seal beams.
But they had the seal beams hooked up to a couple of car batteries in their house, and they had lights.
They had the Joe Richichi rig.
They had the Joe Richichi rig, and I was like, I was touched that, I mean, you probably couldn't even buy seal beams here now. You'd have to buy some kind of $25 halogen, like you were saying, a halogen beam or something like that. But the other thing I remember about that night was it was the night Dorothy Kilgallen died.
Whoa. Lights out.
Yep. It was Dorothy had taken some sleeping pills and
checked out.
Decided to check out. Well, there's a lot of controversy around. Did she check out, or did somebody check her out?
And what did she know that got her in such danger?
Well, she had told many people just a couple of weeks before that she had done an interview with Jack Ruby, who was the guy that reportedly killed Oswald.
To shut him up.
On national TV. And she had told a number of her friends, including Arlene Francis, that she was going to break the story wide open, that she had the goods on, the whole thing. She had the interviews, she had everything, all of these recordings and everything, and the lights went out, and no more Dorothy, no more story. Nobody knows where the papers are. All
Jack
of her
Ruby,
copious notes.
Jack
And Dorothy
Ruby
was
nothing.
a copious notes taker.
No doubt.
So
and that was the end of that.
And that was the night of the blackout. So yeah. Strange how things seem to feed into themselves, isn't it?
Your hat is for the Hengku Tigers?
Yes.
Very good.
Is it Hengku or Hank Shin?
Could have been Hank Bauer.
Harry Truman.
Or Hank Sauer. It was a Bauer and a Sauer.
There was a Bauer and a Sauer. Just like there was a crane pool and a cesspool.
And a diving pool.
And a diving pool and a kiddie pool.
And a wading pool. You know.
Has the story gotten down there yet about this marvelous piece of humanity that was arrested here yesterday by the federal police? Somebody finally doing their job. But some branch of the Department of Justice got a hold of this guy. And he was in Hawaii at Lahaina. It's a place that's near and dear to my heart, and I think yours too.
Indeed.
And he decided it would be a good idea to pick up a huge rock.
Oh, and throw it at a monk seal.
And hit one of the seals.
He paid for that.
And meanwhile, announced to people that he was rich enough that he didn't care.
He was going to pay the fine and laugh him out of court.
Right. He was just going to laugh at him because he was he was just, meanwhile everybody's filming him on the what's left of that little oceanfront property that's right there
Right.
uh in Lahaina where
Front Street.
yeah, where Mick Fleetwood's place was. I don't know if he's back up and running again, but
Hope so.
that area there,
Mhm.
and he announced to everybody that he didn't give a shit about what he had to pay. He was rich and he didn't care. And
He paid for that comment too.
well, he hasn't paid yet.
The local
But
boys tuned him up, I thought.
I was happy. Well, I was happy to see that the United States Department of Justice issued a warrant for him the day before yesterday. Yesterday, I believe it was, and
Didn't he meet some
yesterday,
sidewalk justice with the local boys?
well, he did get that justice. Somebody, one of the local boys, decided that they would beat the shit out of him
On behalf of the Monk Seals.
on behalf of the monk seals of the world. So Igor Mikhailovich Levitnichuk. Now, where do you think this guy's from?
Sounds like Dublin, Ireland, right down the middle of the road.
Yeah, Covington, Washington.
Really?
Which is just right here, the side of Mercer Island. So he was arrested yesterday. Igor was charged with harassing a protected animal for tossing a massive rock at the endangered seal as she swam along the shoreline off of Front Street in Lahaina.
Imagine that. Now, there's a lesson there. Aloha means aloha. It doesn't mean throw rocks at the locals. You shouldn't take all day to get into the mood and be happy in Hawaii. If you go to Hawaii and you still are all screwed up inside, stay in your room, work on your tan, do something, but don't throw rocks at the monk seals.
There's a video of this guy, a cell phone video of this guy actually aiming for the monk seal. This fat little piece of shit. And I only pray that he's within the sound of my voice. Because if he wanted to come over to my place or wanted to meet me in the park or something like that, I'd be happy to go over to Covington.
Arrange a welcome.
And take a big rock with me and have a couple of guys hold him down. So the prosecutors got a hold of him, said he was rich enough to pay any fines. Some guys beat him up. And the guy who beat him up got a letter of recognition from State Senator Brenton Awa of the 23rd District, saying that the local Hawaiian, who was not named, is an official ambassador of monk seals. They say that our attorney, the state of Hawaii, wants to make it clear that we don't condone violence. But we made a letter of recognition for the new ambassador of Aloha. It's evidently a popular seal over there. People know this seal.
Is that Larry, the monk seal?
Lonnie.
Lonnie?
Okay. Lonnie, it looks like, Lani. And yeah, and so this guy, if this So he was slated to appear in U.S. District Court yesterday. I don't know the outcome of the results of that trial in a
If
moment.
I were him, he should show up.
I would only hope that he shows up for it, and if he doesn't, that somebody will go after him and make sure that he shows up.
Most people realize that after you've been in Hawaii for 2 or 3 days, you start going on Hawaiian time, going places, being on time, keeping a tight schedule become less and less important to you. As living your life and enjoying your time on the beach become more and more important to you. So this guy, Igor, did not get on Hawaiian time. He was on Washington time. That's what put him at odds with the SEALs. The SEALs were looking at him and go, look at that idiot on the beach. Who are you calling an idiot, said Igor, and threw rocks at him. And Lonnie the SEAL said, we're calling you an idiot because you're about to meet some local boys.
Yeah, about to meet a few people that you probably didn't want to meet. So
they beat you up and leave you behind the ABC store.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that these people are.
Well, let justice be swift.
Yeah, and served heaping.
Yes.
Maybe our little drunk FBI director, the little weasel there.
Show him how to snorkel over a graveyard.
Yeah, the boy wonder could go down there and make himself useful. His boss wouldn't have the balls to do it.
And that would account for that startled look on his face.
Yeah.
It's hard to look surprised all the time if you're surprised all the time. You start to look just like you.
Well, he's got the eye thing going, you know. He's got the one eye is going that way and the other eye is going that way. And
so, Vinnie, one thing I took away from yesterday, on Wednesday, when you showed me the video of the Mud Fest and the winners and the best cars, was that all the off-road vehicles that I liked were over $100,000. I thought this has become a very interesting price point. You can't buy a car for less than $100,000. I'm not talking about a Bentley. I'm talking about a American-made.
Well, you can buy the cars. As a matter of fact, let me just grab I had the price sheets for a few of those vehicles. The Subaru Trail Seeker, I don't know if they've actually issued a price on this yet. It's a brand new vehicle. But a lot of people think it's going to be about $45,000.
That's more like it. Well, still quite a...
Yeah, I didn't even look at this. The Subaru Trail Seeker MSRP with destination delivery, $45,840. And with a ton of standard features. Let's see, the Toyota RAV4, which was one of the winners also,
right?
42,200. Problem with the Toyota RAV4 is you can't get one, and if you find one, the dealers
look out
are marking them up. The Tiguan, which I'm surprised didn't win anything. The Tiguan
by Volkswagen.
By Volkswagen, which I think is I voted for it for one of the SUVs of the year. $44,560. Brand new out of the box. And it has the absolute best massaging seats of any car that I have driven.
And it comes in a box. That's interesting.
Anything that I've yeah, well, a lot of them gotta come. Let's see. What else was really good? Well, the Palisade is 51. The Telluride is 59. So when you get into the bigger SUVs, it goes up. There's a great a car company that doesn't get a lot of the credit that they should, because they make good vehicles. It's just that they're not. I know some of them are a little long in the tooth, but it's
market leaders.
Mitsubishi.
Uh-huh.
Their Outlander, which is a very good SUV. I've driven one a few times in the last year, and this particular one is $45,240. The
What are you driving this week?
well, it's interesting that you asked that. Now the Lucid one, it's luxury category, and the sticker price on the Lucid is $125,650. But that's, I mean,
it's a handmade car.
It's a car that if you have money, you buy a car like that. You don't have to have a car like that. Not everybody, when we were kids, not everybody had a Cadillac. Some people drove Chevys and Fords and Oldsmobiles. Part of the problem is that there's a lot of people who buy cars and they feel like they're entitled to drive a $90,000 car, the first year that they're out of school.
Not necessary.
You got to work your way up to that kind of shit.
Or else you'll find yourself overextending your reach and falling off the scoreboard in Shea Stadium.
Well, that can happen to you. But so there was a lot of really good cars that were solid picks. I thought they had a nice feel. I am driving the 2026 Ioniq 5 XRT, which is one of the top models of the Ioniq. And let me just see if I can get it up in the queue here for you. We want to save the video, and then I'm going to send it to you so you can take a look at it. But this is all electric, has about 250 miles of range.
The Ioniq?
The Ioniq. Very good car. Not just is in range, but, and we talked about this a little bit on Wednesday, was the ability to take a car into nature and not sitting there revving an engine.
Oh, yeah, the electric silence treatment.
You have the electric, you turn it on, it's not polluting the air, it's not spewing gases into the environment. And that particular car,
not scaring Bigfoot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a nice, quiet car. It's a solid, now hang on a second. I just want to, but the idea here is this car is loaded, by the way. It'll go through, you'll see in a second. It will go through the off-road course, and it will go for a stream and all that kind of stuff. And it's $48,115. A car that has just about everything you could want in a car like this. It's not a Jeep, or it's not a Ram pickup truck, which also won. But it's a good car that would serve you, function for you during the week on your commute to work back and forth. And then you could also take that car and on the weekend,
chase an avalanche.
find yourself a nice little forest service road, and jump on that and go off into the woods.
And is what state of Washington say you can use those roads as you wish?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of people use them. So this, what you're looking at here is, this is the view from the Ionic. This is the course that we want to. And I want to get past this because I want to show you the car. And, okay, so this is the Ionic 5. And you can see it's a small SUV. It has big tires, so you can go through the woods. You can go through a small stream if you have to. You can go off-road with it. You can sleep in it. There's a kit that they sell that you can put it on top of the car and put a tent on it so that you can sleep off the ground in the tent. It's called overlanding. Lots of people are doing it. Has a great sound system by Bose in it. And the great thing about living up here with the car like this is, and you can see it's just like nice little touches in the interior. No hump, no transmission hump in the. I got to turn that down. It's the Eagles. I've been on the Eagles kick lately. But again, a solid car, $48,000 if that's what you're interested in. And I've had it now 2 days, and I love the car. Matter of fact, I'm going to take it to Ocean Shores this weekend. I'm going to get out and get me some surf.
And have a beach party.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little beach partying. And you get CBC radio, baby. You don't have to listen to the bad news.
I listen to hate radio.
Yeah, it's got satellite radio. So, a sharp car. And I'll have a full report on it. We'll do a full review. But
and is that all electric?
It's all electric. You plug it in. It takes you, it has about 280 miles of range, which is probably going to be good for just about anywhere you go. I mean, think about it. When's the last time you drove 280 miles, Michael?
That time we went to Poughkeepsie.
Yeah. I mean, and here you see in the back, plenty of room for luggage. This is with the back seat up. It's stylish looking, I'm just, I think, Hyundai, and we've said this before, we've talked about this before, they are the number one people, I think, when it comes to making electric vehicles. The Hyundai, the Kia, the Genesis, all of those brands.
Watch out for the Chinese, here they come.
Yeah, are solid. They're reasonably priced. They're good vehicles. They're powerful. I mean, this thing will go 0 to 60 in about 2 seconds.
Ooh.
So it's a quick vehicle. You plug and see this. This is the new thing. They fit a Tesla charger, so you can drive up with your Ionic that you spent $48,000 for, and see some guy sitting there with a Tesla that he spent $90,000 for.
I can't charge it.
And plug into the same charger. And wait there and get your car charged faster than his Tesla charges.
You can learn more about this tomorrow at 11 o'clock on Vinnie's Drive Time Radio Show.
Yes, Drive Time.
Which appears on YouTube.
By the way, this car is put together in Ellabelle, Georgia. Not the Soviet Union, Georgia. Georgia, like down near Florida. That Georgia.
Near the Tallahassee border.
pretty near where Billy Joe McAllister threw something off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Or was it Bobby Gentry that threw it off?
He was just going to hold it and show it to her, but he dropped it and went right in the river.
No. They didn't pave the bridge like they were supposed to after the winter. So we got what happens down there.
Well, then you have a good show tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We'll be watching.
I will have a good show. We're going to also talk to the people from we're going to talk to an auto designer from Scout. I mean, what you're looking at here, how do they decide how to do that? What's going to, how do they combine the functionality and the style so that they get these kinds of looks in cars, which people want these days? We will speak to Katie Sullivan. She is from Scout, and she will talk to us about designing a brand new car.
Whoa, they love that.
Yeah, this is something that was a men's domain, not but 20 years ago. And now it's a lot of women involved doing it. Because who makes the decision, Michael?
Women do.
Thank you, Michael.
Every sales manager will tell you that.
Any sales. Ronnie Brand will tell you that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, Michael, you have a good weekend. I will talk to you on Monday. We will be getting a nice wind blown stuff down at the beach, and then when I come back on Monday, we'll talk. And who knows? Maybe we'll both get jobs at WABC Radio.
It's a possibility. They need some help. They gotta get rid of this hate talk business. Make New York the star of the show.
They're going. They're filling up the new. They're trying to take over for CBS News because CBS is going away this weekend, I think.
So they're going to offer a network top of the hour service.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to. In fact, a good friend of mine, Bill Ribkoff, is already signed on there. He's a former CBS guy, and he's already signed on. And I've told them if they need any help with car stuff or sports, I'd be more than happy to help them out.
Excellent. Good job.
That would be pretty cool, Michael. It'd be on to finish out my my life as on the air at WABC.
And never have to leave Washington.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. All right, Michael. I will see you on Monday if the Lord's will and the creek don't rise.
And apparently the Chinese are going to send our president back. I thought they'd keep him, but they don't want him.
Can we? The Chinese have always been great traders, right? Did they start the whole trading thing?
But they think they got the upper hand, saying, "No, we don't want this." But you're just saying that because you do want it, right? No, we're saying it because we don't want it.
Yeah,
but you're pretending that you don't want it because you do want it.
Yeah,
no.
You got Marco Polo, you got Christopher, I don't know, you got a whole bunch of Chinese people who have been these great traders for all these years. Do they have to send Trump back? Can't they keep him there?
I think the smart thing would be to send him back. He's more trouble on our end than he is in theirs. To keep him, they have to feed him.
Yeah. Well, that would be bad. That would cost them more than they could possibly think about.
So they made a quick decision, but they think it's the right one. They're sending him back.
No, we told them, don't even let him come into the country. But they didn't listen. We tried to help them. Yeah. So, all right, man. See you
Monday.
See you on Monday. Peace, love, and Manischewitz, Michael.
What a wine. And they're sending it back to Manischewitz. It's too sweet for their taste.
Yeah, I'm sending it back. Send it back with Trump. All right, man. See you on Monday.
Adios, then.
Bye, Michael. Take care. Thank you all for listening, too. We'll catch up with you. I'll catch up with you tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock for drive time. Please join us. Take care of yourselves.